The vanishing of the Sodder children, a family's nightmare that still haunts America. Some stories from the past feel less like history, and more like a ghost that never leaves. On Christmas Eve, 1945, in a small West Virginia town, tragedy struck the Sodder family. A fire consumed their home, and 5 of their 10 children vanished without a trace. What followed was not only heartbreak, but decades of mystery, whispers, and unanswered questions. Today, we're looking back at 10 haunting pieces of the Sodder case. The details that still make people wonder what really happened that cold winter night. Number 10. A family's Christmas turned to ashes. It was Christmas Eve in Fayetteville, West Virginia. George and Jenny Sodder were celebrating the holiday with their 10 children. By midnight, stockings hung on the wall, laughter filled the house, and everyone began to drift asleep. But just hours later, flames tore through the home, leaving behind only rubble. 5 children never came out. Their names are remembered like prayers: Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty. Number 9, the strange phone call. Around 12:30 a.m., just before the fire, the Sodder family phone rang. Jenny answered, only to hear a woman's voice asking for someone Jenny didn't know. In the background, there was laughter, glasses clinking like a holiday party. When Jenny told the caller she had the wrong number, the woman laughed strangely before hanging up. Many believe this was no accident, but a deliberate distraction. Number 8, the ladders that vanished. George tried desperately to save his children. He ran outside to grab his ladder, always kept leaning against the house, but it was gone. He sprinted to his trucks, hoping to move them close and climb up, but neither truck would start, even though they'd worked fine the day before. To this day, people wonder, was the family sabotaged? Number 7, no remains in the ashes. The fire burned for just 45 minutes before the sod home was reduced to ashes. When daylight came, firefighters sifted through the debris. What they expected to find were the remains of 5 small children. But nothing appeared, not even bone fragments. Experts later explained that in such a short blaze, at least traces of bone should have survived. So where were the children? Number 6, a Christmas of threats. George Sodder, an Italian immigrant, was outspoken about politics, especially against Mussolini. Just weeks before the fire, a stranger had come to the Sodder home. He warned George that his house would go up in smoke and his children would be destroyed as payback for his views. At the time, George brushed it off. But after the fire, those words echoed with chilling weight. Number 5, the Red Cross in the silence. When the family pleaded for answers, the Red Cross and local authorities offered little help. The fire chief suggested the blaze had been caused by faulty wiring, yet George had just had the house rewired, and the lights stayed on during the fire. Some neighbors whispered that officials were too quick to close the case, as if they wanted the mystery buried along with the ashes. Number 4, sightings far from home. Rumors spread like wildfire. A waitress claimed she served breakfast to 5 children on Christmas morning, miles away from Fayetteville. Another woman said she saw the children peering out from a passing car. Some even believed the Sodder children had been taken to live with relatives in Florida. For George and Jenny, these stories offer both hope and torment. Number 3, the billboard that wouldn't let the town forget. In 1950, George and Jenny put up a massive billboard along Route 16. On it were the faces of the missing children, with a reward for information. Year after year, travelers would slow down, reading the desperate plea. That billboard stood for nearly 4 decades, a symbol of parents who refused to let their children's names fade into silence. Number 2, the photograph that arrived by mail. In 1967, the Sodders received a mysterious envelope. Inside was a photograph of a man in his 20s, resembling their missing son Louis. On the back, scribbled words read, "Louis Sodder, I love Brother Frankie. Illo boys, a 90132 or 35. The message made little sense, but George and Jenny were convinced it was their boy, grown and alive. They hung the picture above their fireplace, a quiet reminder that the truth was still out there. Number 1, a mystery that refuses to rest. George passed away in 1969, never knowing what happened to his children. Jenny wore black for the rest of her life, a widow not only of her husband but of her missing 5. Even today, historians, investigators, and families still puzzle over the case. Was it a kidnapping, a mafia message, or simply an unsolved tragedy? One thing is certain: the Sodder children never truly disappeared from memory. Conclusion: the Sodder case is more than just an old mystery. It's a story about family, love, and a grief that refused to give up. Some say the answers were buried long ago, while others believe the truth still lingers in hidden corners. What do you think happened to the Sodder children? Were they taken or lost to flames? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to hear more stories from history's shadow corners, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again next time